Hey guys, welcome into the Browns Report. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson. Coming up on today's show, we're going to go over if Myles Garrett is on an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year caliber season. Is the honeymoon period over for head coach Kevin Stefanski? And is Baker Mayfield the guy? All this coming up in a stock up and stock down kind of format of the show. I spread them out throughout the entire show. We got 3 stock ups and 3 stock downs, so you guys got to watch the whole video to get the complete list. But before we get into my first one, shout out your city. Where your town? Let me know where you're watching from, whether it's Berea, anyone from Akron right now watching, or we got Parma, North Royalton. Let me know where you are watching from. And if you're not in Ohio, rep your hometown. Be proud, because there are Browns fans all across the country and the world. So shout it out. Even if you're outside the U.S., let me know where you guys are watching from in the comments section below. First stock up here, Myles Garrett. I am buying this stock like it's Doge, and we're going to the moon. He has been on a tear this season, all the way from the big game against the Chicago Bears to just his bad days are people's good days. That's the season he's having this year. He's already up to 13 sacks. He's half a sack away from tying his career high, and we're at the midway point of the season. Right now, you check out the NFL sack leaders, and you see where Garrett ranks amongst them. He's all the way at the top, right ahead of TJ Watt from Pittsburgh, but still he's got a half sack lead, and I don't see any way he's slowing things down. So to me, it looks like he's on a fast track to the Defensive Player of the Year award. So I want to know this from you guys: will he win it? Type Y for yes or N for no if you've got Myles Garrett winning that Defensive Player of the Year, even MVP. We'll go all the way there. Usually reserved for quarterbacks, but why not give Garrett some love? So that's my first stock up player. Stock down, head coach Kevin Stefanski. It was a very abysmal performance. There's a lot of words and adjectives you can use to describe the Week 10 just crapshoot it really was, and it's just awful, really, against the New England Patriots. But here's what I want to say about this. Stefanski's coming off being a 2020 Coach of the Year. Don't drink the Gatorade, the Kool-Aid too much. And the reason I say that is right now he's in a bit of a honeymoon period where he was phenomenal last year, brought the Browns not only to the playoffs, but got them a playoff win and wasn't even coaching in that playoff game. And I think that speaks to testaments in the volumes of what he was able to do to this team throughout the course of the season to get them playoff ready and playoff winning ready on the road, and he couldn't even be there. But I do want to remind you of this. Just because you win Coach of the Year doesn't mean you are locked into a long future and there's no way things can go wrong. I mean, at the collegiate level, look how quickly things fell sideways for Edo. But at the NFL level, Matt Nagy from the Chicago Bears, he won it in 2018. People are calling for his head already. Jason Garrett from the Dallas Cowboys in 2016 won. Did not last him long. So just because you win NFL Coach of the Year doesn't mean you are locked in and you are a for sure fire, nothing can go wrong kind of coach. I don't think Stefanski is on the way out or even on a hot seat. But I just want it to be known that just because you won last year doesn't mean you are locked into success for years and years to come. My next stock up, it's the offensive line. When the whole team is playing crappy, these guys are finding ways to still be putting up big numbers. Now, they did not play well in Week 10 against the Patriots. New England won the battle in the trenches. They were much more dominant. We're going to check out their PFF grades in a moment. But first, if you have not subscribed already, go ahead and join the family. Join the channel. We're at 3,323. Keep climbing that number. Let's ring up the ladder right there. Subscribe to turn the season around. It's scientifically proven. Every subscription we get, that's another win for the Browns. No ifs, ands, nors, or buts about it. So subscribe today to help and turn this season around. The Browns, they're counting on you. And I talk to Stefanski every single morning. He asks what the sub count is. So the bigger number that is, the more wins. Okay, so before we get to the next one and talk about the offensive line, I just want to tease just a little bit. We're going to get to if Baker Mayfield is the future in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. We're going to go over what his future in Cleveland kind of looks like. But first, it's the PFF grades for the Cleveland Browns offensive line. This is Pro Football Focus. I like most of their stuff, but sometimes I disagree. But I think they do a bang-up job on the offensive line, and you can see why. They rank Batonio second among all guards. Wyatt Teller's third. So you got two of the top 3 guards in the NFL. J.C. Tretter's top 10. Wills, here's what I'll say about Wills right now. He was someone that his future in Cleveland wasn't in doubt, but it was off to a bad start with the reoccurring ankle injuries. He's quietly been putting up 100% snap counts week in and week out as of late, so that's great to see. And then when Conklin's on the field, Conklin's one of the best tackles in the NFL, plain and simple. And this Browns offensive line has been the only consistent thing across the season. Baker Mayfield's play has been up and down. This defense at times, like their numbers, except for last week, of course, looks like one of the best defenses. If you didn't watch a single snap of Browns football and you just box score hunted and looked at where they ranked in the NFL, you'd think this defense is phenomenal. And it has been great at times, but also it's been a bit of an Achilles heel, like just, that Chargers game or the Cardinals game. But the offensive line's been great. Before we get to Baker Mayfield, though, we have a great sportsbook partner at BetUS where they hook you up with a 125% deposit bonus, all for just following 2 simple steps. You go to chatsports.com/bet. You plug in the promo code Browns125. You get that 125% deposit bonus. And not only that, you could be looking at a Nick Chubb jersey come the holiday season. It's right around the corner. Give your loved one a gift, and all you need to do is gamble. If you don't want Nick Chubb jersey, fine. We got you covered with the Baker Mayfield jersey. All I'm saying is don't go to First Energy Stadium or wherever you watch Browns games or even on your couch or in an old Reebok jersey. Get a brand new Nike Fanatics jersey. It's on us, and all you got to do is follow 4 simple steps. You already know the first one, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Browns125. When you sign up and deposit $100, they give you a 125% deposit bonus. So now you got $225 to play with. So you're getting a jersey, and you're getting a jersey for gambling. It is an absolute dream right there. Email us jersey@chatsports.com. Make sure to do that. I'll put that email down in the comments in the description of this video with your BetUS account number and a screenshot of your first bet. And then let us know what size and color you want your Chubb or Mayfield jersey to be in. And another great thing they got going on at BetUS, how about this Defensive Player of the Year odds? Myles Garrett is plus 200. What that means is, let's say you put $10 in, you're going to win $20. You get $30 all together when you get your $10 back. So pretty good odds right there. If you're loving Myles Garrett to win this award, he's got a head start. He's the favorite right now. Head over to BetUS and make that bet today. I talked about Baker Mayfield. We're going to get to him right now. Stock down for Mayfield. The reason for this really is that Baker Mayfield has been, of course, a bit of a Rubik's Cube, we like to say at the Chat Sports office. He's been tough to figure out this season. His numbers, good and not bad. His numbers are not good if you're a first overall pick. But they're not bad if you know what the lineage of Browns quarterbacks have been lately, which makes him a bit of an enigma to figure out. But altogether, the future is less clear now for Baker Mayfield. The start of the year, I think Browns fans were all over a contract extension for Baker. Some people a little more reserved and wanting to see him prove them, wrong, I would say. But it's unclear right now what Baker Mayfield's future in Cleveland is because the injuries sure don't help, although this is 2021. Team doctors are pretty good about diagnosing and getting players back to 100%. It's not like the old days where you blow a knee out and you're filling up gas for the rest of your career. But still, the future is not so, I want to say bright, but it's a little foggy. That's where we're going to put it at there. So do you believe Baker Mayfield is the franchise quarterback? People in the comments every single video asking for Case Keenum lately. Haven't seen any talk for Nick Mullins off the practice squad, thankfully. But give me a B for believe or D for don't. Plain and simple. Do you believe Baker is the franchise quarterback or do you not believe it? Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section below. Stock up next is Andrew Berry, the GM for the Browns. I loved what I've seen so far out of his draft picks so far this season. He made some phenomenal picks, I thought, back in April and May, and they are panning out to be great picks from all the way from getting JOK in the second round, the steal of the draft. That was my first thought. To your first round pick, Greg Newsome, who has stepped in and from day one hasn't looked like a rookie, honestly. Sure, a couple butterfly moments at the beginning of the year, but aside from that, when he's been called on to fill in for Denzel Ward or Greedy Williams, and the three of them have all shared their injuries, loved what I've seen. Schwartz, would like to see a little bit more out of him deep threat-wise, but I don't know if that's so much on him, but just the offense not moving the ball down the field. Hudson, just another great rotation piece at that offensive line. Togiai, I thought he had his best game against the Patriots, honestly. He hasn't played super well, especially when you look at the depth at that interior defensive line for the Browns. You'd think there'd be room for a rookie to crack more of the rotation. Not so much. Fields been banged up. LeCount was awesome in the preseason. He had a handful of picks. And then Felton, your last pick of the draft, has been better than anyone on that screen right now. He's been such a flex guy, and what a great utility package, and just kind of a play-calling dream right there where you can put him in a variety of spots. So I want to pose this question to you. Grade the Browns 2021 draft class from GM Andrew Berry. What are you giving it? A, B, C, D, or F? Probably chop off the D or the F. Right now I'm giving it a B+, just because the day 2 and the day 3 picks, haven't seen them quite yet, but they haven't really had a chance to have their number called, just because players ahead of them on the depth chart have been playing pretty well for the Browns. So I'm giving this a B+. Let me know what you're giving it down below. And also, the other thing with GM Andrew Berry, the jury's still out on these free agent signings. And so while I have him as a plus right now, the John Johnson signing and some of these big defensive signings, it's still early, half of a season. These guys are going to hopefully be here for more than just 1 year, but I don't think they've all been home run picks just yet. I liked Clowney. I've liked McKinley. Malik McDowell's been a great free agent signing, but these aren't, just smashing taters kind of picks just yet. So the jury's still out on those ones. My final stock down, familiar face, Odell Beckham Jr., no longer with the Browns, but it was a fun Monday night clash between the Rams and the 49ers. OBJ with his new team in LA, and things did not go to plan. 31-7 blowout, a ass kicking from the 49ers. Just beat the crap out of the Rams. Shanahan, he's Sean McVay's daddy. But look at OBJ right there, looking at his new quarterback, Matthew Stafford, like, this isn't what I signed up for. You're not Baker Mayfield. Why is shit not working? So it was pretty fun to see the Rams get their tails kicked in by the 49ers. So caption that one for me. That's been floating around Browns Twitter with a lot of hot takes around it. Speaking of Browns Twitter, go ahead and follow me right now. Add me to your Twitter list. Add me to your Browns Twitter cycle. Always talking Brownies, talking NFL, college football. It's a good follow. I guarantee it. So follow me on Twitter, and let's get a Browns win this Sunday against the Lions.